Today I'm going to be presenting a theory on what I think is going to happen with the Democratic primary and the Democratic convention that is coming up so soon. I'd argue there are people who know exactly what's going to happen, including Biden, and I'd make the point that we are witnessing again another power play just like we saw in the last primary. There are real power struggles that happen in the Democratic primary, and the Democrats are so divided on the issues, especially between the majority of the Democrats and the majority of the public, that they fight very hard in their own primaries and have pulled a lot of dirty tricks in the past. Now, I think we can predict almost exactly what's going to happen this time, but to do that, we have to look back at the last primary. By looking at what he did do, I think we can tell what he and his team are going to do next. Biden's rise to power was all about timing and withholding information, and I think that's exactly what he's going to do this time. So, what happened in 2020? Well, we had all of these primary challengers, and why we had so many is going to become clear in a second if you haven't already worked it out yourself. So we had all of these primary challengers. But if you look at what happened in 2020, if you were really paying close attention, particularly if you were a Bernie Sanders supporter, you noticed that the DNC refused to release the results from Iowa for weeks. And they kept saying, oh, there's problems, or we had problems with the app, or we just need a little bit more time. And then, Buttigieg said he won, and all of this stuff. And next to Biden, Biden didn't even qualify, right? But as time went on, we saw again and again that the moves to get Biden into power were already there. The plan was already there, and it was very well executed. So what happened next? What happened next was all about timing and behind-the-scenes organization. So we saw and so you have this concept of vote splitting, right? So you have to think, okay, everybody who was going to vote for Buttigieg is probably going to be voting for Biden if Buttigieg wasn't there. And everybody who was going to vote for Warren is probably going to be voting for Sanders if Warren wasn't there. So these people really are vote splitters. And whether they were there from the very outset, and I think it's almost doubtless that some of them were, or as time went on, it became clear that they could not win on their own and had to make a power play to agree to drop at exactly the right time in order for appointments, positions, future favors, what have you, with the party. So, and you see that with Pete Buttigieg. Buttigieg is not Secretary of Transportation because he knows the first thing about transportation. I think we all agree with that. It's dead obvious. So all of Biden's vote splitters dropped right before Super Tuesday. Super Tuesday being California and a major delegate. Super Tuesday is really the real primary election. It's the day when many states vote and really decides the future of the primary. And so we saw every single one of those candidates, they all dropped. They all dropped the day before Super Tuesday, and it's all about timing with this. Because when they dropped, they all endorsed Biden. Those endorsements all went to Biden. That left only 3 in the race. That left Biden, Warren, and Sanders. Now, why didn't Warren drop before Super Tuesday? She dropped the day after Super Tuesday. And why do we think that is? Well, that's because Warren splits votes with Bernie. All the others were taking votes from Biden, and Warren was taking them from Bernie. And Warren was playing ball. Warren is team establishment Democrat. Who knows what she thought she would get, but we saw it with her antics in the last primary. She was playing that game. Biden outplayed everyone, his team outplayed everyone, and he managed to get the nomination. What does that tell us about what's going to happen next? There's a position right now where Biden isn't sure if he's going to drop out. And of course he's saying, no, I would never drop out, but I do have a connection with insiders, and within the team, it's much less sure if Biden is going to drop out or not. And their own party's official polls are showing him now 8 points behind. So, what does that mean? Well, they are considering dropping out. They are considering it. But what would Biden really do? What would his team, what would their wing of the party that, remember, desperately works very hard, not just to win against the Republicans, but to win against members of their own party, or they wouldn't be there to begin with? What are they going to do? Are they just going to say, with plenty of time until the convention, oh, you know what? he's going to drop out, and we're going to give everybody lots of time to get organized to find the best campaign and find the best replacements so that whoever at the convention can get the most delegates. Is that what Biden's going to do? Not a chance. If Biden drops out, he's going to do it at the last possible second, maybe at the convention. He will have dropped out in private. In fact, it may have already happened that the wheels are turning and that the chosen people to replace Biden, whatever person they have chosen, that person will be in the best position because that person will already know what's going to happen, will have been secretly campaigning and preparing with exactly the right people so that they will be the best positioned. And that's not just because they want their chosen one, it's to leave the progressive wing of the party out to dry. The progressive wing of the party are some of the ones campaigning currently the hardest for Biden, and they will spend their time and resources doing that until the last possible second, and they will have the rug pulled out from them. We saw it in 2016, we saw it in 2020, and we're going to see it again now. The progressives, if they're not ready, they will have the rug pulled out from them, whereas the Biden Democrats will have organized things behind the scenes to put their chosen person, and that person will be ready. That person potentially already knows. That team already knows. The wheels, I propose, my theory, those wheels are already turning. They're turning right now. Fight, be ready, be organized, and expect them to play these games because they've played again and again and the progressives have lost. Thanks.